Japan's government says it will run out of money unless opposition parties agree to let it issue more bonds. The current parliament session ends Saturday, and opposition parties have been blocking bills since passing a censure motion against Prime Minister Yoshihiko Noda last week. Mike Firn joins us live from Tokyo with the latest. Mike?
Well, we just heard this morning from the Finance Minister, Jun Izumi, repeating his warnings that the government will run out of money. He says in November, unless there are more spending cuts on top of the ones that he's already announced. Now, they have to reach a deal with the opposition parties, which are blocking the issue of new bonds before Parliament ends on Saturday.
Is it the end of the world or just the end of another parliamentary session? Japan's Finance Minister Jun Izumi has been telling reporters the government is about to run out of cash. He's delaying 4.1 trillion yen of payments to local authorities. The Bank of Japan has injected 1.9 trillion yen into financial markets to make sure regional institutions don't feel the effects of the cash crunch. So is Japan about to grind to a halt, sending investors scuttling for cover? Probably not, say the ratings agencies.
I think it's very important to stress from a sovereign credit perspective that the Japanese authorities have permanent legislative authority to issue JGBs for refinancing purposes, so it's not a kind of debt ceiling issue.
And it's not another Greece, according to consultancy PwC. Japan's debt problems have been decades in the making, and its problems are ones that Europe and the United States may face in decades to come.
Japan is the first nation to face the challenges looming in every developed country's future, such as the aging of society and the imperative to transform a mature economy to meet the demands of an increasingly complex global business environment.
Fitch cut Japan's sovereign rating to A+ with a negative outlook in May. It says it already factored in the kind of political problems that we're facing now, and it's not impressed by delays in local government funding.
But the cuts that the government is talking about at the moment are sort of short-term measures to handle a particular contingency to do with this debt bill, and it's quite distinct from the separate process of medium-term fiscal consolidation.
Ratings agencies say the roots of the current cash crunch are political, not fiscal, and they're nothing new. Opposition lawmakers did something very similar last year, only agreeing to pass deficit financing bills once Naoto Kan indicated he'd step down as Prime Minister.
Now, Noda's giving a news conference at 5 o'clock Tokyo time. Some people speculating he may set the date for an election, but the Chief Cabinet Secretary saying that he's just going to announce that he will run as a candidate for leadership of the DPJ. Whoever wins the presidency of the party also is the Prime Minister.
And Mike, is anyone likely to stand against Noda, given there's likely to be an election soon, which polls say the DPJ will lose?
Well, that's the thing. If you lead the party, you're Prime Minister, but only if the party wins the election, and with polls saying that it may not do that. Not many people want to stand against Noda. Goshi Hosono, 41 years old, the Environment Minister, he's been suggested as one possible candidate. Every day there's something in the paper saying he is running, he isn't running. Today, Kyoto says he isn't running. Yesterday, the Nikkei said he was. We'll find out on Monday, probably, when the candidates need to throw their hats into the ring.
Will he or won't he? That's the question. Thank you so much, Mike, for joining us in Tokyo.